Ladies and gentlemen, the next contestant in the 2011 Best Community Youth Bank SA Golden Gavel competition, Mr. Michael Fenn.
Keep the applause going if you like. Well, ladies and gentlemen, buyers, if you think you're nervous, you should have a look in the dining room and have a look at the fish in the fish tank with the big sign on it saying $6 a kilo. Nothing to be nervous about here, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, if you ask a chatty Kathy or any old plain Jane, maybe one that's renovated an apartment block or two, just how hard it is to procure that special investment opportunity that's just right for you. That opportunity with so many options, the opportunity in this location, the cosmopolitan heartbeat of this eastern suburbs, and of course the opportunity where today you can purchase this renovator's dream. 2 character cottages on 1 unique title with that beautiful rear lane access, and guess what, folks? All of this we're going to offer to you in the very best way you can buy and sell real estate, and that is of course the transparency of public auction. Let me do the introductions. My name is Michael Fenn, proudly working alongside the marketing agent, Mr. Gary Top, and his marketing team at Gary Top Real Estate. Today's format, it is our intention to make very straightforward for you. Firstly, we're going to pace you through the terms and conditions and the contract in which we sell under. Secondly, we're going to pause for a brief moment just to answer any last-minute questions you may have before we revisit the property one last time. And then thirdly, we're going to get straight into that exciting part, which is, of course, your competitive bidding. Welcome, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, today's contract, we're going to carry it out. Come on through, sir, not a problem. We're going to carry it out in the standard auction conditions that you would expect with a residential sale here in South Australia. Sir, come on in. You right? Yes, can I help you at all? You're right, grab a seat, sir. These terms and conditions we've made sure have been on display for the prescribed time, along with the contract note. The contract I have with me. It is sealed, it is bounded, it is cash, it is clean, it is unconditional, and it states that we sell all of that land on Certificate of Title Registered Book Volume 5506, Folio 32. It is all of that land on approximately 445.5 square metres of prime Torrens title allotment, the very best title you can acquire here in South Australia, and we do sell with all improvements upon the land, going along with all fixtures and fittings as well. Now, ladies and gentlemen, under the provisions of the new real estate legislation, I am required by law to confirm that all our registered bidders have received the following documentation. I hope you've familiarised with him, sir. The R3 document, the buyer's information notice, the R4, the bidder's guide, and of course that wonderful R5 document in relation to collusive practices. Of course, none of that happening here. On that R4 document, you will see dot-pointed, dot point by dot point, the exact terms and conditions in which you bid under here in South Australia. It is not my intention whatsoever to go through every single one of those points, but I would like to point out the property is being offered subject to our vendor's very realistic reserve price. Upon reaching that reserve price, and there is no further bidding, I'm going to clearly call the property just 3 times before announcing the property is sold, and no further bids will be taken. At that stage, the successful purchaser is going to be invited to step inside. And firstly, they're going to be asked to do a number of things. Firstly, they're going to get a great big congratulational hug from Gary. I know we all love those. Secondly, you're going to be asked to do a number of things. Firstly, sign the contract note. Secondly, pay a mandatory 10% deposit, with the remainder being due at settlement, which has been confirmed for 30 days from today. Any variations to either that deposit or settlement, we must get our vendor's written approval. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for those people who have sought some variations, you can bid confidently knowing those variations have been accepted. To be that lucky and successful purchaser like this gentleman's just rocked up and done, I believe, you have to get yourself registered, having satisfied all points of identity, and quite simply, when making a bid, display that bidding identifier. Of course, I, on behalf of the vendor, may place a bid on behalf of the vendor. I will guarantee you I won't make any more than 3 such bids. I'll only make them up to and not including that reserve price, and I will clearly announce them as a vendor bid. Lastly, of course, we all know this one, the contract note. It is offered on a cash, unconditional basis, which quite simply means no cooling off rights apply for any person who bids on the day of auction, whether in person, proxy or representative. Sir, can I offer you a seat?
Oh, cool, man.
You're okay? Good. I'll come and join you for a beer in a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, it is at this time that I do like to pause for a brief moment just to see if there are any last-minute questions before we get into that exciting part, of course, your bidding. Any questions at all?
Yes, I have a question, Mr. Roberts.
Excellent.
From the local Conservation Society, and I'm
Yes.
concerned that this home may be bulldozed and some monstrosity built in its place. Can you clarify, can the property be bulldozed?
Yeah, that is a very, very good question. Yes, in relation to the zoning, I have actually confirmed this with the council. In fact, Damien, he'll be able to clarify this for you. I can tell you right now that this property is not in disrepair and the council will not allow demolition to go forward. So you've got no problems about that. Maybe an extension towards the rear, but that would have to be made sure that the council have approved that. No problem, sir. Don't worry.
Good, thank you.
Good. Are you looking at buying it?
Possibly.
Good. Get yourself registered, sir. Looking forward to seeing you bidding. Any more questions?
Yeah, I've got a question.
Yes, sir.
You've been advertising in the paper that $720,000.
Yes.
I give you $720,000 now. We just forget about all this other stuff and just get you do the deal with me. Is that all right?
Sir, it's a public auction. Just a guide for you, but I hope you've brought plenty more along.
You're not. You read somewhere the other day about this undercoating. You're not good.
Don't worry about that, sir. No misleading here at our auctions. No problems whatsoever. Just keep bidding till I say stop, and I'll guarantee you will do well.
Bloody agents, bloody rip-off.
No, it's okay, sir. I love the cleanliness of this place, the western suburbs. I've got to move here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in 1910, when the English settlers first came and constructed these buildings, unfortunately, or should I say more fortunately, I wasn't here to see it. Lucky for us, though, the marketing agent, Mr. Gary Top, well, he was. You see, he tells us that this style of home was purposely built as state government housing to accommodate more than one family under one main roof. Today, these superb opportunities, when they do come to the public market as a rarity, present as a firm investment acquisition, offering the perfect blend of capital appreciation and financial stability and control. Currently boasting a total 4 bedrooms, open plan living and enough living at the back, this home offers 2 separate residential areas. For either you to subdivide and create 2 independent homes, live in one and rent out the other, or why not just go through, renovate the whole lot, pop them into the rental market and just sit back, relax and watch that appreciation grow. I'll agree with you that at the moment these homes are presented in quite a modest fashion, but I know with the right creative concept and your very own ideas that these humble homes could be returned to their former glory with very little effort. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time I do remind you that when an opportunity comes knocking, for Pete's sake, open the door. And it's exactly what we have here for you today, folks. An opportunity. Number 6 and 8 Frederick Street in Maylands. It's on the market. We have a contract that's just missing 2 things. Firstly, the name. Whose name? Your name. Whose name? The second's the price. Well, that's where we go now, folks. I invite your competitive bidding. What do we bid? What do we offer? Do I have an opening bid to get us away? Sir, your $720 now would be a good place to start.
500, mate, yeah.
500. Are you registered, sir? Are you registered?
No.
Would you like to get registered? You've not another beer at this stage, sir. If you'd like to, I'll get you to speak to Gary Top. He'll make a decision whether he wants to register you at this stage, but I do look forward to it if he feels that's in the right place for you. Look for an opening start. What do you say, folks? Good man. Thank you from the Conservation King. Thank you. I love to see it. $500,000. $500,000 that was, sir? 600. 600 bid of 10. That's $600,000. I'll take a nice gentle 50 in time. Get us right into the business end. That's 600. What do you say? That's $600,000. Where do we go from here? I'll take a 20 if it helps. That's $600,000. Could be the quickest auction ever. That's $600,000. First call. Ladies and gentlemen, don't keep me waiting if you haven't noticed. I've been waiting all day. That's $600,000. Second call. Third, final call at $600,000. Done, finished, all quiet. That's $600,000. Are you done? Surely won. What do you say, sir? You've come along with plenty of cash. Would you, 650? Later. There might not be later, sir. That's $600,000. Well, I'll place a vendor bid. I'll get us right into the business end at this stage. I'll take it right through to a nice round $700,000. Get us into the business end. That's $700,000. I'll take a nice gentle 10 in time. That's 710. 701 back with you now, sir. That's 701, 10. 2.5, 3.5. Bid of 8. That's 3.5. Turn it into a mass competition. That's what I'd like to see. Would you like to round me up, sir? 10. 4.5. At 4.5 now. 10, 14.5. Good bid, sir. Can I see your registration number?
Yeah, it's here somewhere.
Good man, 14.5, bid of 31. I'll just see your bid of registration if I can as well. 14.5, good. Thank you. At 14.5, you're good to go, sir. 15.5. At 15.5, we've got 10 more on top, sir, if you like. $720,000. Good bid. We could have started with that, sir. Don't worry about that. We're rocking in the right direction.
But my $720,000.
Yes, sir.
That's what you advertise. I'll get the property.
Mate, the market's speaking, my friend. The market is speaking. I look forward to bringing that extra out now. $720,000. What do you say, sir? 30 if you like. 30, good bid. At 730 now. Don't worry about the competition, sir. It's here. At $730,000, bid of 10. At 730, what do you say? I invite you back in now. 30, 40. Yes, sir. At 40. At $740,000, 31, 50 if you like. At 50. At 750 we've got. At $750,000 now. What do you say, sir? Surely one's not enough. At 750. 60, I'm taking 10, 60, good bid. At 760, at 760, 70, at 70 we've got. At $770,000, 80, 80 now, 90, 90, 90, 800. At 800 the bid. At 800, don't get disappointed, sir. Look at me, I'll help you buy it. At 800 we've got. At $800,000, what do you say, sir?
Too much.
Too much, never too much, don't worry. At 800 we've got. At 800, don't put your card down, sir. I'm going to wait for you. At $800,000, there you go. Pick it back up. First call. Second call. Third, final call at $800,000. 10?
Maybe $500.
500, why not, sir? It's your auction, your bid. I've disclosed that. 800.5. At $500, keeps your nose in head. What do you say, sir? 1, 1, 5. At 1.5 now. At 1.5.
Another 500.
2. That makes it nice and easy for me. At 802. At 802, we've got clearly in front. At 802, warning, warning, we're on the market, folks. No mistakes about it. 3. At 803. At 803, don't shake your head. I want to see this. At 803, I've got far out on the left-hand side with the starter. What do you say, sir? Still sweeping. Good to see. At $803,000, let's call it away. First call, second call, third final call, final confirmation, folks. What do you say from the field? Not too late to get you registered. $803,000. Brilliant. 305. 305 we've got. That's 305. What do you say, sir? Maybe straight to 810 if you like. 305. At 305 we've got. At 803.5. At 803.5 now, first call. You've been with me all the way. Last chance, outstanding. The conservation, think about it.
I'm thinking about my wife.
Don't worry about your wife. Is she here? Oh, whoops. It's great to see her as well. At $803,500, the bid's clearly here. Let's call it away. First call, second call, third final call. Thank you for your spirited bidding. We're selling, going. Go on, congratulations, sir. Well bought. Ladies and gentlemen, commiseration to you and your families indeed. Congratulations, sir, and very well bought. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Gary Top and Top Agencies, have a top of the afternoon, top day to you, and I'm toppling out of here. Thank you and good afternoon.
Bloody awesome, mate, yeah!
We can have that beer now. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that has been some of the best auctioneering and
That's it, thank you.
You know it, my boy.
How do we go?
Well done, Fenn.
Thank you. Thank you. The bidding was right at the end there, wasn't it?
No, it's not. Let's say we'll get the other guy last time before the benchmark.
Shirt scenario. Please wear your Cooper's, your RM Williams, and your. Ladies and gentlemen,
This guy's...
Happy life.
That is actually quite... Thank you. That's actually quite distracting, that is, for some geezer to come across there.
You'll be sweeping it on the street, sir, if you don't have a bid here.
I told you, that's why you're the witty one. So.